Action. My month in football for the month of February. Let's go. I started off the month by giving my thoughts on the Dunfermline transfer business in the month of January. We all know how notoriously difficult it is to get players in January of good quality, but at the end of the day, you don't want to be making signings just for signing's sake, and I think the acquisitions of Ryan Scully, of course, Bruce Anderson and Ryan Blair should see us through to the end of the season, and I'm quietly confident that we will avoid the relegation playoff spots and then see where it takes us in terms of possible promotion ones, despite how, I don't know, how minuscule the chances of that look at the moment. If this was an episode of the last word for our transfer business would have been satisfied. Moving on for the transfer business though, and the first time we got to see some of those players in action was the home game against Ross County. It was a 2-1 defeat at East End Park, but luckily for us, it wasn't a sign of things to come in the month of February.
Didn't end up on a goal. No!
Is number 7, Michael Gardine.
After that game though, I did feel like I needed a wee break for social media and just posting in general, so I did that for a week, came back, and in the meantime I'd let Jen loose on my hair with the clippers and roll the clip. But I think we cut it maybe a bit too short to what I actually wanted it to be. There you go. I mean, for the guy that commented on last week's vlog saying that it looked like some pig or something like that, I'll leave the comment on the screen now. Well, he's maybe got his wish just now. It's starting to grow back now though. It's a steady growth process, let's just say that. Next up in the month, with no Dunfermline game on that weekend, I went to Alloa vs Falkirk to follow the league table as it was going on during that game, as Alloa and Falkirk were teams that were really in and around about us at that point. Here we are, off to the football for an episode of As It Stands. A Falkirk win would put them within a couple of points of us below us, and an Alloa win would mean they jump ahead of us in the league. I'm wearing the hat today, try to hide that haircut. Go. So, as it stands now, it is Falkirk 1 point behind us on 24. Then it is Alloa on 23 and Partick on 22, now sitting bottom. It was then the introduction of Predict the 6, and here's how I got on in the first episode. I've picked sort of like what Sky Sports do with the Super 6. I've picked 6 fixtures. First up, I've got a fixture that's taking place tonight. Ross County versus East Fife in the Irn-Bru Cup. Ross County to beat East Fife in the first tie of 2 this weekend in the Irn-Bru Cup semi-finals. Connah's Quay Nomads and Edinburgh City. I actually think Edinburgh City will come out on top on this one. Newport versus Man City in the FA Cup. Man City, come on. It's a Man City win here. Livingston versus Dundee is up next. I'm going to say it might be a draw here. Next up, a similar sort of tie in the Scottish Championship, although these two sides are very close in their league as opposed to Livingston and Dundee. It's Alloa versus Partick Thistle. I think Partick Thistle will come out on top in this one. And the final fixture I'm going to touch on is the sort of biggest fixture in League 1 this week, and it's Raith versus Arbroath. It's a tricky one to call this one, I think, but I think I'll go with a draw again. Not so good, but not so bad. 3 out of 6. A good first attempt. And here was where the fun part of the month started. Inverness at home.
Oh! Oh! Yes! Joel! Yes!
Yes! Then I tried my luck again at Predict the 6. Any better this time? For now, we're going to go into Predict the Six.
Predict the Six.
And start off with Dundee versus Hibs, which is a game that's happening tonight. I feel like Dundee are starting to pick up a bit now, and I think they could continue that tonight against Hibs. Next up is West Brom versus Sheffield United in the English Championship. I can see this being a draw with a lot of goals involved, I think. Next up into the English Premiership, and it's the two teams that have fantastic managers and don't want them getting nicked for any bigger clubs. It's Bournemouth versus Wolves. I'm going to go for a Wolves win here. Next up, Scottish Championship, Falkirk v Dundee United. Both teams on good form, so I'm going to give this one a draw. Next up, EFL Cup, the kind of Iron Brew Cup of English football. Chelsea versus Man City, the EFL Cup final. Man City win here. Easy for me. And last but not least, certainly not least, because this is probably the biggest fixture of the weekend, if not in this full league season, it's Manchester United versus Liverpool. I think Man United will come out on top in this. Nope, even worse. 2 out of 6 this time. Grim. Then, it was my favourite away day out there. Somerset Park, Ayr United away, and a 1-0 Pars win to top it all off.
Go on, Rizzo! Go on, Rizzo! And goal! Come on! Go on, Louis!
You know the drill by now. We're back to Predict the Six. The third time this month. Did I improve? We're back today with another episode of
Predict the Six.
QPR versus Leeds is first up. I'm going to say a Leeds win here. Next up, another game for tomorrow night. Bury v Portsmouth in the EFL Trophy semi-final. I predict Bury to win this one. Next up, we're back in Scotland, and it's Ross County versus Ayr. Ross County to beat Ayr tomorrow night. Next up, the first Wednesday game, and it's a North London derby between Chelsea and Tottenham, but I do think it'll be a draw. Hearts versus Celtic at Tynecastle. I do think that this will be another draw. And finally, we're moving over to Spain, as the Copa del Rey semi-final second leg takes place between Real Madrid and Barcelona. I think Barcelona will win this one. Nope, no change for the last time. 2 out of 6. It's a good job I didn't actually put real accumulators on at the bookies, eh? As if I'm not skint enough already. And finally for this month, Partick Thistle at home. A game we really had to win, and win it we did. Hopefully it's a more entertaining second half, and more importantly, 3 points for us.
Go on! Oh! Yes! Yes! Yes, Good ball again. Oh! Yes! Danny Devine! Yes! Yes, Danny! Out wide! Come on! Yes! Yes!
That's it for this episode, guys. Cheers for watching. If you did enjoy, please give it a like. Comment down below what your favourite part of the month of February was for your football team, and also subscribe for more newspaper content. And I'll see you in the next video, which will be just the usual Friday video, probably Predict the Six included as well later on today. So until that video, I'll see you then. Cheers, guys. February done. Month of March.